minister to, do they know that we really mean them good, that we really care about them? Because many times, brothers and sisters, many of us are just interested in telling people about what we believe. We're interested in telling them about the Sabbath, maybe. We're interested maybe in telling them about health, but do we minister to them that we really mean them good, that we really have an interest in them? This is the way in which Christ sought to minister to those who he came in contact with from day to day. He was not only interested in preaching to them about the kingdom of God, but he was also interested in their well-being. He was interested in the things that afflicted them. He was interested in the things that worried them. He was interested in their personal affairs. As inspiration tells us, he met them at their daily vocation, at their work, and on the lake, and even at the marriage feast. He met them at their daily vocation and manifested an interest in their secular affairs. Now, your secular affairs, brothers and sisters, is not necessarily things that has to do with your religion, but the things that bothered them, the things that worried them, because he met them in such a way that they could see that he was not only interested in saving them, but he was interested in the things that they needed answer for, in the things that bothered them. And we're told that he carried his instruction into their household and interest in their secular affair. He carried rather his instruction into their household, bringing fam- bringing families in their own homes under the influence of his divine presence. A strong personal sympathy help to win hearts. Do we sympathize with those who we meet from day to day? Do we show the individuals that we meet from day to day that we are interested in them? Inspiration says a strong personal sympathy help to win hearts. Isn't that interesting? Just by showing sympathy to those that were sick, just by showing sympathy to those that was in need, Christ was able to win the hearts of those who he came in contact with. Do we show personal sympathy to those around us that are in need? Do we show personal sympathy to those that have a need? Or do we pass them by? You know, the story of the Good Samaritan is one that we truly need to take time to really think about. Here it was that someone was in need, and we see that several individuals, instead of getting involved, instead of trying to reach out to them, what did they do? They passed on the other side. I wonder how many of us this morning are passing on the other side. We don't want to get involved. We don't want to show an interest. We don't want to manifest sympathy. Many of us might be fearful. You know, some people are fearful of getting involved, even into something that is of a good, that something that is good. We just prefer to mind our own business and to keep walking or to keep moving along. Now, that was the experience of the Good Samaritan, that those who should have taken an interest did not see the need of taking an interest. Do we see the need of taking an interest in the affairs of other people, especially when they need our help? Or do we just look the other way and say, well, it's none of my business. I can't be bothered. And, brothers and sisters, these are things, we might say it without even thinking about what we're saying. We might say it by our attitude. We might say it by the stance we take within our minds. We might say it even verbally. But many of us do not recognize that when we show no sympathy, when we show no compassion to those around us,